Hello and welcome. I'm Paterno Esmaquel and this is our 6 p.m. wrap. House Speaker Pantaleon Alvarez says he was embarrassed by the behavior of lawmakers who hurled expletives at each other in a debate on amending the Constitution. Surigao del Norte Representative Robert A. Barbers and Surigao del Sur Representative Prospero Pichay Jr. almost figured in a brawl in last Wednesday's hearing of the Committee on Constitutional Amendments. Alvarez says the House will continue pushing for a constituent assembly as the mode of shifting to a federal form of government. In a constituent assembly, Congress is convened to change the Constitution, while in a constitutional convention, the delegates will either be appointed or elected by the people. Former President and now Pampanga Representative Gloria Macapagal-Arroyo says, quote, "We don't really have much time to put up a constitutional convention and a plebiscite." Kabayan Representative Harry Roque, who is against charter change, challenges the government to initiate the shift to federalism through a people's initiative. Buhay Representative Lito Atienza says constitutional convention is the best method. He said Barbers and Pichay's behavior on Wednesday proved that Congress cannot amend the Constitution. He says, quote, "We will probably just fight all day long." The National Economic and Development Authority or NEDA says a 125 peso wage hike across the board in the private sector will not happen. NEDA head Ernesto Pernia says the wage hike will severely affect regions and small businesses. Pernia adds, different regions have different costs of living. Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello earlier ordered nationwide consultations on the legislative measures proposing the wage hike. Pernia says, quote, "We already talked with Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello and he agrees with our position. The wage hike proposal has been around for several years." Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Chief Isidro La Peña says the number of killings under former President Benigno Aquino and President Rodrigo Duterte are, quote, "practically the same." Aquino has completed a full 6-year term, while Duterte has just passed the 100-day mark. La Peña was answering a question from Senator Panfilo Lacson on why there was a spike in the killings since Duterte took office. La Peña said, "It's just being highlighted and that there are more operations now." He says there are more deaths because armed suspects fight back. La Peña also denies there's pressure for policemen to kill in their area. The Duterte administration's war on drugs has been linked to the deaths of more than 3,000 people allegedly involved in illegal drugs. Police says at least 200 members of the Batang City jail gang staged a noise barrage and not a riot. The inmates were protesting a new policy segregating inmates with cases related to illegal drugs. Inmates went up the roofs of their jail cells but were later, quote, "pacified by jail guards." The jail warden says at least 35 inmates were wounded. Thailand's King Bhumibol Adulyadej dies Thursday, ending one of modern history's longest reigns. King Bhumibol was 88 years old and was king for the past 70 years. He has been confined at the Siriraj Hospital in Bangkok since the weekend. King Bhumibol was a unifying force in a nation bitterly divided along political lines. Bhumibol suffered health issues such as regular infections, breathing difficulties, renal failure, and hydrocephalus the past year. Formerly known as King Rama IX, King Bhumibol would have celebrated his 89th birthday on December 5. Bhumibol ascended to the throne after his brother was found dead from a gunshot wound at the Bangkok Palace. His anointed successor, the Crown Prince, does not draw the same level of devotion as his father. A film production company was fined Wednesday for an accident that broke the leg of actor Harrison Ford on the set of latest Star Wars movie. Disney-owned Foodles Production was handed a penalty worth £1.6 million or $2 million. Prosecutors say Ford, who plays Han Solo in the film, was pinned to the ground by a metal hydraulic door after it broke during filming. Prosecutor Andrew Marshall told the court the door acted like a blunt guillotine coming down as the actor passed underneath, pinning him by the pelvis to the ground. Ford needed surgery to screw together the fractured bones in his left leg and plastic surgery on a deep laceration to his left hand. That's your 6 p.m. wrap. Watch our updates daily at 12 noon and 6 p.m. I'm Paterno Esmaquel. Remember, tomorrow begins today.